Jaya. Once again, we have met with this program. What's the name of this program? Mirror of Dhamma program. To have a good mirror for your life. Not the ordinary mirror to beautify yourself. Not the ordinary mirror to comb your hair. Not the ordinary mirror to do makeup. So this mirror is to correct your faults. Correct your faults. What kind of faults? The faults you could do verbally. Wrong deeds you could do verbally. The bad conduct you could do bodily. The evil things you could do bodily. And the evil things and the evil thoughts you could think from your mind. So to correct those faults, mistakes, we need a mirror. A normal mirror, the mirror that you see every day at your home, in your room, that mirror will not correct your faults. That mirror will only show the faults in your body. Only the faults or the scars and the messy hair and your shape of the body. But this mirror, the Buddha's mirror of Dhamma, that mirror will show your faults. When you think of the Supreme Buddha's teachings, that Dhamma will remind you the best way to live. That Dhamma will remind you that your verbal actions are evil, or if your verbal actions are proper, the Dhamma will remind you, saying that these verbal actions that we perform, are wonderful. And then the mirror of Dhamma will remind you, when you think wisely, when you think according to the Buddha's teachings, when you think from the Buddha's advices, when you think by the instructions, when you think according to the instructions given by the Supreme Buddha, then you will be able to clarify whether your actions, the actions that you perform from your mouth, from your verbal actions, the bodily actions and the mental actions, whether they are right or wrong. And then through this mirror of Dhamma, this mirror will tell you, okay, these good actions will lead you to have this kind of happiness. Will have this much happiness. Will have these consequences. And then this mirror of Dhamma will help you to recognize the bad consequences of the evil deeds we do. Then, by having the fear to experience the bad consequences in the future and in the present, we will be able to stick to wholesome deeds. That is praised by the Supreme Buddhas, by all the Supreme Buddhas. So, let's begin this Mirror of Dhamma program by going for refuge to Buddha Dhamma Sangha and by observing the wonderful 5 precepts that gives you 5 rivers of merit. So, let's venerate the Buddha 3 times and go for refuge to Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha. Let's go for refuge to Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha and observe 5 precepts. So by going refuge to Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha and by observing 5 precepts, you will be able to obtain 8 rivers of merit. How many rivers of merit? 8 rivers of merit. Children, can you imagine the nature of a river? The nature of a river is always flowing. Water is always flowing. So in the same way, when you go for refuge to Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha and observe 5 precepts, the merit that comes from the 3 refuges and the 5 precepts is like a great river that always flows. So may you have the opportunity to go for refuge to Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha and observe 5 precepts wholeheartedly. I will add one more thing, children, since I remember this, since this came to my mind while preaching. Do you know Devadatta? On the last day of his life, the day he was sunk to the hell, the day he was dragged to the hell, when the earth split, when flames came out from the earth to drag Devadatta to the hell, Devadatta said, Buddhang saranang gacchami, Dhammang saranang gacchami, Sanghang saranang gacchami. Wholeheartedly. And later, after finishing his bad karma, he will become an enlightened one. Why? He went for refuge to Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha wholeheartedly, even at the last stage of his life. So saying Buddhang saranang gacchami, Dhammang saranang gacchami, Sanghang saranang gacchami is not a simple thing. And remember one more thing. At the beginning of the Buddha Sasana, the monks got ordination. They received ordination just saying by Buddhang saranang gacchami, Dhammang saranang gacchami, Sanghang saranang gacchami. That was their ordination. So, even to become a stream entrant, you should have unshakable confidence in the Buddha, in the Dhamma, in the Sangha, and have a noble virtue, Arya Kanta Sila. You should protect the 5 precepts without breaking. Should be without patches and stains. So, now, since you all know the value of going for refuge to Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha and observing 5 precepts, let's do it wholeheartedly. Now, do you understand the value of going for refuge to Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha? Very good. Okay, now say together with me. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Buddhang saranang gacchami, Dhammang saranang gacchami, Sanghang saranang gacchami. Dutiyampi Buddhang saranang gacchami, Dutiyampi Dhammang saranang gacchami, Dutiyampi Sanghang saranang gacchami, Tatiyampi Buddhang saranang gacchami, Tatiyampi Dhammang saranang gacchami, Tatiyampi Sanghang saranang gacchami. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. To observe the 5 precepts, say after me. I observe the precept of abstaining from killing beings. I observe the precept of abstaining from stealing. I observe the precept of abstaining from sexual misconduct. I observe the precept of abstaining from telling lies. I observe the precept of abstaining from taking intoxicating drinks and drugs. I follow these precepts, for for happiness in this life, for rebirth in heaven, and to realize the Four Noble Truths in this Gautama Buddha's dispensation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo Buddhaya. Now we are going to chant a section from a sutta. This sutta is the name of this sutta is Chula Sachaka Sutta. From Chula Sachaka Sutta, we took a small section to chant today in Pali and English. So say after me. This is about the Supreme Buddha. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Buddho so bhagava bodhaya dhammang deseti. The Blessed One realized the sublime Dhamma out of compassion, taught the sublime Dhamma for others to realize. Danto so bhagava Dhammataya dhammang deseti. The Blessed One tamed himself and taught the sublime Dhamma to tame others. Santo so bhagava samataya dhammang deseti. The Blessed One calmed himself and taught the sublime Dhamma to calm others. Tinno so bhagava taranaya dhammang deseti. The Blessed One crossed over samsara and taught the sublime Dhamma for others to cross over samsara. Parinibbuto so bhagava Parinibbanaya dhammang deseti. The Blessed One attained Mahaparinibbana and taught the sublime Dhamma for others to attain Mahaparinibbana. Sadhu, Sadhu, sadhu. My Blessed One is the foremost in the world. The Blessed One became a teacher for gods and humans. The Blessed One rotated the wheel of Dhamma. The Blessed One developed unique qualities. The Blessed One was unequal. He found the Noble Eightfold Path. Without a guidance of a teacher. Sadhu, sadhu. We were fortunate to hear about a Supreme Buddha, to learn from the Supreme Buddha, to know who is a Supreme Buddha. We were fortunate to learn the qualities of the Blessed One, to learn the teachings taught by a Buddha. We were fortunate, extremely fortunate, to meet the Noble Sangha, to go for refuge to the Triple Gems. Sadhu, sadhu. May I be a disciple of the Blessed One until I attain Nibbana. May I always live in line with the Buddha's teachings until I attain Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo Buddhaya. Now we are going to learn the sermon, the wonderful sutta about the Buddha's great effort and the Buddha's great dedication, and about the Mara. We have not taught you yet about the Mara. We have not taught you about Mara yet. Today we are going to teach you about the Mara, the leader of the world. Only a Supreme Buddha was able to defeat him for the first time. Then the Arahants defeated him. Pacceka Buddhas defeated him. So let's learn about the Mara today, who distracts us, who takes us away from the path of Dhamma. So let's say sadhu 3 times. And when I read the blessed word 3 times and pay our homage to our Lokaswamin Wahanse and learn this wonderful sutta, the Padana Sutta in Sutta Nipata. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo Buddhaya, meritorious children and young devotees and dear parents. Now let's pay homage to the Buddha 3 times and listen the sermon. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Blessed One, the Worthy One, the Supremely Enlightened One. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. May my homage be to my teacher, Pingmat Lokaswamin Wahanse. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Dear children, today we are going to learn about the Mara. Have you heard of this person? Mara, Maraya. So, Mara is not a concept. Mara is a living being. He disturbs good people. He disturbs the Supreme Buddha. He disturbs the Pacheka Buddhas. He disturbs the Arahants as well. Even before becoming a Buddha, as a Bodhisattva, Mara came to disturb him. Then Mara has a fleet. He has groups of people. He has groups of Mara under him. You call it fleet of Mara. So under him there are various groups to disturb the people, Devas and Brahmas. Even Devas, Brahmas are influenced by Mara, are affected, are controlled by Mara. So what to think about us? So even if we are influenced by the Mara, if we follow the Buddha's teachings, if we live in the safe place, that is the fourfold mindfulness taught by the Supreme Buddha, if we think according to the Supreme Buddha's teachings, and if we are mindful about our body, if we are mindful about the feelings we feel, if we are mindful about our mind and about the Buddha's teachings, we will not get affected by the Mara. So we don't have to worry. Children, there are 4 leaders in this world. There are 4 powerful people in this world. So, among the people who enjoy sensual pleasures, the most powerful person is King Mandatu. King Mandatu is the foremost among all the people who enjoy sensual pleasures. When he claps, gems, gold will get filled in this earth up to his knees. But he was not satisfied. Even rains of gold flow to this earth. Even this whole earth was covered with gold coins. That King Mandatu was not satisfied. So he was the foremost among the people who enjoy sensual pleasures. Then Rahu Asura. Who is that? Rahu Asura is the foremost among all the beings who have huge bodies. You have seen beings with huge bodies, right? There are elephants. So when you talk about huge bodies, the first being we remember is the elephant. Who else? Yet the tallest, is it the giraffe? So Then this Rahu Asura is the foremost among all the beings who have huge bodies. Then among all the beings, the most powerful being, who is the most powerful being among all these beings, that is the Mara. Now we talked and we discussed about three people, about three beings. First one is King Mandatu, who is foremost among the people who experience and enjoy sensual pleasures. Second person is the one who have a huge body. And the third person is the Mara. But however, our Blessed One, the Sakyan sage Gautama Buddha, became the chief and foremost among Devas, Brahmas, Nagas and Maras, and all beings. Our Sakyan sage, the Gautama Buddha, became the foremost and chief and the leader for gods, Brahmas, Maras, Nagas and all. Among all the living beings, the Blessed One became the foremost. The Blessed One defeated the Mara with the power of merit. With the powerful merit accumulated throughout his samsara. By completing 10 perfections, by completing dana, by completing renunciation, by completing virtuous lives, by living a virtuous life continuously, by developing kindness, compassion, equanimity, determination, effort, wisdom, concentration. So, by developing 10 perfections, you call it Dasa Paramita, the Bodhisattva became a Buddha. So the Blessed One, our Gautama Buddha, he had this special effort called Chaturanga Samannagata Virya. What do you call this effort? Learn, children. If you like to write down, you can write down. The name of this effort is Chaturanga Samannagata Virya. This effort consisted of these 4 factors. This effort, Chaturanga Samannagata Virya, is an effort that is consisting with 4 things. What's the first one? So, to become a Supreme Buddha, to become a Buddha, our Bodhisattva had to have this effort. Had to have this effort to realize the 4 Noble Truths. So, first one was, whatever could remain, may they remain. So, before he sat for meditation, he thought like this. How did he think? Whatever could remain, may they remain. What could remain? The bones, skin, muscles. If they remain, let them remain. So, the second one is, whatever could dry, may they dry. What could dry up? What could get dried? Blood in this body can get dried up. Then, flame, sweat, bile, whatever the chemicals, whatever the watery things can get dried up. So the Blessed One thought, before sitting for meditation on the Vajrasana seat. The Vajrasana means the seat was made from gems for the Blessed One to sit on that seat and to become a Supreme Buddha. So, then before sitting on that seat, the Blessed One thought, may whatever could dry, may they dry. Then the third one was a man's great effort, Purusavirya. You call it Purusavirya, the ability to eradicate defilements as a man. May with that effort of ability, may with that effort of eradicating defilements as a man, with that effort, the Blessed One sat on the Vajrasana seat to become a Buddha. That is the third factor in Chaturanga Samannagata Virya. Then the fourth one is Purusa Parakrama. That means giving up the desire for life to realize the 4 Noble Truths. the great effort to realize the Dhamma by giving up the desire for life. Purusa Parakrama. Endowed with these four things, the Blessed One sat under the Jayasri Mahabodhi tree to become a Samma Sambuddha by completing 10 perfections in past lives. So when the Bodhisattva was close to become a Supreme Buddha, a Samma Sambuddha, the Mara went to the Bodhisattva. The Bodhisattva gave pain for almost close to 7 years. Then, when he was close for realization, the Mara went to the Bodhisattva and said, while risking life on the banks of Neranjara river and trying hard to achieve the Supreme Nibbana, when the Blessed One was constantly meditating, the Mara went and said these words, "Oh, you have become very ugly and thin. You are going to die now." Who is saying this? Mara is saying this. And then the Mara says, there are 1,000 shares for death. How many shares for death? 1,000 shares for death. But only 1 share for life. Meritorious person, live. This life is a great thing. If you live, you can do many meritorious activities. If you conduct ritual practices in your celibate life, you can collect lots of merit. So what's the point of risking your life and trying hard like this by giving pain to your body? The path you follow by risking your life is troublesome. So these words were said by whom? These verses were said by the Mara. Now when the Bodhisattva was struggling to become a Buddha, Mara is telling this, uttering these verses. It is very difficult and hard to get results from Mara, who came next to the Supreme Buddha, told this verse. When Mara said like this to the Supreme Buddha, when Mara tried to make the Bodhisattva to give up the dedication to become a Supreme Buddha, the Blessed One replied like this in the Padana Sutta. To Mara, who was continuing like that, the sage said thus, "You unwholesome person are the friend of all those who delay." Are the friend of all those who delay. Now you came here to fulfill that aim. Even from a small merit, there is no use for me. Why did Supreme Buddha say like that? Supreme Buddha has fulfilled merit. If merit is useful to someone, then go to him and that talk is suitable for them. Go and find a person who needs merit, not me. I have fulfilled merit. Now Buddha wants to follow what kind of a path? The path that eradicates all the karma. So to do that, we need to be meritorious. That path, Buddha was discovering that path. Buddha was in search of that path. What's that path? The Noble Eightfold Path. Then Buddha said, I have strong faith on these practices. Mara, I have strong faith on these practices. Effort and wisdom are well evident in me. When I try to sacrifice my life in this way, why do you tell me to live and stay? So our Buddha, before becoming a Buddha, as a Bodhisattva, he had to struggle in many ways to understand a way to escape from suffering. So the initial ways he found was, he went to Alara Kalama, Uddaka Ramaputta, but then the Bodhisattva realized that those techniques will again lead to rebirth. Then our Bodhisattva started giving pain to the body, living in open areas, sinking in cold water, living naked, then fasting, then eating just one spoon of rice, eating one morsel of rice, then expecting alms food like once a week, then with lot of conditions expecting alms food, not accepting alms food from pregnant mothers, then not accepting alms food if there is a dog. So like that, our Bodhisattva had lot of conditions to accept alms food. So when he was following all those conditions, when he was giving so much pain to the body, his eyes sink to the skull like a shallow water in a deep well. The eyes went in the skull. Then the stomach, the skin of the stomach touched the backbone. Then the muscles were worn out and bones popped out. The veins popped out. So when he was struggling like this, the Mara knew that he will struggle like this without giving up, and then he will find the Noble Eightfold Path. Before finding the Noble Eightfold Path, Mara wanted to bring the Buddha back to sensual pleasures. But then Buddha has already completed the perfections, so he was protected. The Blessed One said like this, I have strong faith on these practices. When I try to sacrifice my life in this way, why do you tell me to live and stay? The wind that brushes past my body. What? The wind that brushes past my body can dry up that streaming water. The Bodhisattva was seated near the Neranjana river. The Bodhisattva said to the Mara, Mara, the effort that I have developed, the effort that I practice, if wind blows through my body with the power of the effort that is endowed in this body and my mind, when wind passes through my body, and if that wind go through that river, the river will get dried up. Did you get the meaning? Can dry up that streaming water. The wind that brushes past my body can dry up that streaming water. So if wind passes through the Buddha's body and pass by that river, the river will get dried up. That much the Buddha's effort was developed. How can you find a person like that in this world other than the Supreme Buddha? Even when you offer a flower to the Supreme Buddha, even when you worship the Buddha, think this quality. Before becoming a Buddha, if Buddha had this much effort, think after becoming a Buddha how much effort he must have had. Then the Buddha says, so when I sacrifice my life with this much courage, can't my blood dry up also? When blood dries up, phlegm will dry up with bile. When the flesh of this body dries up, my mind will become very calm and happy. See, when the flesh of this body dries up, my mind will become calm and happy. At that time, I will get wisdom with the help of my concentration. Can we do that? No. Before going for meditation, worship the Buddha who did so much dedication to realize the Four Noble Truths. You will have the effort to meditate. When living like this and feeling much pain, my mind will gradually stop wanting sensual gains. Look, this is the purity of someone living in this way. Your first army is the sensual pleasure in the world. Buddha recognized the Mara. The Bodhisattva recognized the Mara. The Bodhisattva says, you are the first army of the Mara. That means there are 10 obstacles in life, children. From young age, we should be very careful when we go through these 10 types of obstacles. These obstacles, these barriers, these hindrances belong to Mara. If we are distracted by these 10 obstacles, we will be handled by the Mara. I promised you all in a previous program to teach you about the 10 types of the Mara. So the first fleet of Mara is the sensual pleasures in the world. There's a group of Mara who will capture you once you get intoxicated and indulge with sensual pleasures. When your mind goes to beautiful things and when you cry for them, when your mind is obsessed with beautiful toys and cartoons, movies, games killing each other, then movies and games with these things that arise lust in your mind, then remember, You are under the Mara. Mara can control you. Mara can increase your lust. Mara can increase your anger. Then the second type of Mara is non-attachment towards wholesome deeds. You will feel lazy to do wholesome deeds. Then you will be taken over by the Mara. So don't be lazy. The moment when you become lazy, recognize, be mindful that I will now belong to Mara. So don't be lazy. Be heedful. For an example, if we develop the first jhana, it's like throwing dust to the Mara's eyes. Then the third army of the Mara is thirstiness and hunger. When you are thirsty and hungry, don't get angry. That is the instance where you can get affected by the Mara. Remember these 10 obstacles. Write down these 10 obstacles and be careful when you experience thirsty and hunger. Practice patience, wait. And then when you eat, wisely contemplate the reason you eat. And then eat. Then you will not get affected by the Mara. When you do not get affected by the Mara, you are living a path to realize the Four Noble Truths. So at the school, at the working place, at home, at your classes, anywhere you can do this. Then children, the fourth fleet of Mara is craving that beings have. Because of craving we need things, we look for things, we search things, then we judge, and after judging we need them, then we struggle to protect them, then we argue. So craving, when craving arises in your mind, be aware, be mindful and try to be aware and be alert and be aware that you will belong to Mara, to the fleet of Mara. And then the fifth group of Mara, the fifth group is laziness and sleepiness. If you get covered, if your mind, if your life get covered by laziness and sleepiness, that is the fifth army of Mara. Now the Bodhisattva, not the Buddha, the Bodhisattva has recognized the Mara and telling Mara, you are doing these things for beings. So you have all these groups who distract people. Then the fear created in the mind is said to be the sixth army, the fear in our mind. Then we belong to the Mara. The doubts towards the Dhamma is the seventh Mara. The doubts that we have in Dhamma. So clarify your doubts in question and answers. That's why we have given you to ask questions. Not to let you to be taken over by the Mara. Then stubbornness and hiding others' good qualities. Stubbornness, stubborn. Some children, when parents inquire their mistakes, they don't tell. And hiding others' good quality. Like if the brother or younger brother or elder brother has done something good, doesn't tell to the parents. Covering good qualities and telling only the bad qualities. Then the next one is the ninth type of the Mara. The fame, benefits, praise and care obtained by wrong livelihood is your ninth army of Mara. Some live a wrong livelihood and gain fame, benefits and praise. Then what happens? They are covered by Mara. Devadatta, he lived a wrong life and showed a good life to the people. So then Devadatta was affected by the Mara. Then what's the 10th type of Mara? The 10th type of Mara is proudness, where one thinks high of himself and degrades others. So when a person becomes proud, he will not respect others. Then he is under the Mara. Then Mara can do anything to him. Now see what Mara can do. In a previous Buddha Sasana, Mara was, the villagers were influenced by the Mara. And then the villagers did not give dana to monks. Then the Supreme Buddha told to practice loving kindness. Then there was another instance, the villagers gave food, gave a lot of food, delicious food, extra food. That was also done by the influence of the Mara. Then the Buddha said, Dear bhikkhus, this dana offering was not done by human beings. It was done by human beings but with the influence of Mara. So, when you get these benefits, practice impermanence nature. Practice impermanence meditation. Then you won't get attached to gains and benefits. Then you will not get influenced by the Mara. So, if you develop and cultivate unwholesome qualities and thoughts, you will get influenced by the Mara. And then there was one incident. One person threw a stone to a monk, to an arahant. Then the Buddha said, Mara, you went beyond your limits. And that Mara was born in the hell immediately. Dear children, once we come to a human world like this, we only consider and think and plan for the things that we see from our eyes, from this naked eye. But then we should plan and think and be concerned about the things that we have not seen from the naked eye. We should be concerned and we should be aware and be wise enough to deal with things that was seen by the Supreme Buddha. It's like this. Believing in these things is like this. So imagine you want to go from one place to another place, from place A to place B. But you do not know the road. So first of all, a person will say, okay, first go to this junction, from that junction turn left. Then from the next junction turn right. Then again there will be a bend. Then again turn left. Like that the person will tell you the path. So when he tells you the path, sometimes you might be suspicious whether this road is correct or wrong. Whether he is directing me properly or not. What you do after learning the path, you write down the directions and then you start traveling. When you start traveling, what happens? You will find all these intersections, bends, curves, cliffs, and then steep slopes. All these things you will find. When you go along this road, when you are traveling along the road, you will have more confidence thinking, oh, this person directed me properly. And after reaching the place, you will be completely free from all the doubts. So start practicing and following the path of the Buddha. Then you will feel yourself how much you all are directed properly in the right path. Without practicing and traveling in the Buddha's path, you will not get the essence or have more confidence in the Buddha. So today I taught you the 10 types of Mara. What types of Mara? I've taught you 10 types of Mara. The first army is sensual pleasures. The second army is attachment, non-attachment towards unwholesome deeds. Feel lazy to practice good qualities. Third one is thirstiness and hunger. Fourth one is craving. Then the next one is, fifth one is sleepiness. Then the sixth one is fear created in the mind. Fear. Then doubts. Stubbornness and hiding others' good qualities. That is the eighth. Then the ninth one is fame, benefits, praise, and care obtained by wrong livelihood. And then even praise, benefits given by others, if you take it in a wrong way, that belong to Mara. If you don't take them as impermanent, that belong to that praise. Because of that praise, you will belong to Mara. Because you will get overjoyed. And once you lose that praise, what happens? And fame, you get upset. So the moment you get upset, you belong to Mara. Mara can penetrate to your mind and will distract you and will lead you to do evil deeds. Don't let the Mara to do that. And then the last one is the proudness where one thinks high of himself and degrades others. So after saying this, the Mara said, Blessed One, for 7 years I was behind you to find a single unwholesome thought. For 7 years I was behind you to find a single unwholesome thought, but I couldn't find. What happened? The army, the fleet of Mara, they were defeated by the Supreme Buddha, and the Supreme Buddha, after following the Noble Eightfold Path, became a Samma Sambuddha by defeating the 10 fleets of Mara. So, just imagine how much the Blessed One was meritorious. So the Mara said, getting tricked by an oil-colored rock, we thought like a crow that circles the rock, let's enjoy the delicious of the soft cake. Imagine there's a crow, he sees something on the ground, looks like a soft cake, but then it is not a soft cake, it is a huge rock. But then when the crow comes near the rock, the crow recognizes that this is not a cake, this is a rock. In the same way, Mara was thinking that he could mess with the Blessed One, but then he realized that the Blessed One's mind was like a huge rock that is unshaken. Realizing that, the Mara left the Blessed One. And the Blessed One uttered these wonderful stanzas. The Blessed One said, I will wander to all villages and all countries and tame the meritorious disciples with the Dhamma. Listening to what I say, they will definitely become tamed, like y'all. Those who don't delay would sacrifice their life and with great effort follow the path to Nibbana. All of them would go the place called Nibbana that has no worry and sadness. So Blessed One did this lion roar to the Mara. So we went for refuge to a Supreme Buddha who has defeated the fleets of Mara. So may we have the opportunity to become disciples of the Supreme Buddha, to be disciples of the Supreme Buddha until we attain the final goal, that is Nibbana. And may we always think of the Supreme Buddha's great abilities and live happily and joyfully by knowing his great qualities and by knowing his great abilities. And may we have the courage and the effort by learning this sutta to develop an unshakable confidence in the Buddha, in his great effort, and realize the Four Noble Truths in this Gautama Buddha's dispensation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo Buddhaya. Now, dear children, this is the time for you to hear and see the good deeds done by other children. So, write us and send us your good deeds to Mirror of Dhamma program. The telephone number and the email address will appear on the screen. So, write to us, send us your good deeds, share your good deeds with us, and we will show it to the world for you to get a lot of merit. So now, I'll be handing over the program to Dinu Daham Puta and Devanga daughter. Namo Buddhaya, Teruvan Saranai.
Namo Buddhaya. You have now come to the Good Deeds session, where we read and watch good deeds done by children all around the world. My name is Devanga, and I am here today with Dinu Daham.
Namo Buddhaya. My name is Dinu Daham, and today we'll be watching the good deeds done by Sanuli Upasika, Hasanya Upasika, Sitala Upasika, Senula Upasika, Neenu Upasika, Shenuri Upasika, and another Dhamma friend. The first meritorious deed is done by Shenuri Upasika. She has sent an email of what good deeds she has done, and a few pictures. Let's read the email and see the pictures. Namo Buddhaya Pinvat Swamin Vahansa. I helped to prepare Buddha Pujava in the morning and offered it to the Supreme Buddha. I did loving kindness meditation and chanted Karniyametta Sutta, Ratana Sutta, and Angulimala Pirita. I listened to the Munika Jataka story. Shenuri. Many merits to Shenuri Upasika for sending these pictures and an email of what good deeds she has done.
The next meritorious deed was done by Sanuli. She has sent a letter detailing many meritorious deeds that she has done. Let's see her letter.
Sanuli's merits. Namo Buddhaya. My mom had an idea where I write a good deed I did that day and a summary of the Dhamma talk I listened to. Also, I have made a merit book where I write my merits down. I have a OneNote where I keep links for Dhamma discussions, some suttas, and some Dhamma questions with answers. I try to worship the Buddha daily and know the Sat Buddha Vandana, Mahamangala Sutta, Ratana Sutta, Karaniya Metta Sutta, Kanda Pirita, Mora Pirita, and Angulimala Pirita off by heart. I offer water, fragrance, candles, flowers, and sometimes food and drinks to the Supreme Buddha. I understand Sinhala Dhamma talks, so I listen to them with my mom and dad. We watched all of the Diva Singh Dutu Biya Karusasara, as well as Diva Singh Dutu Deo Lova Sepa. We're currently watching Asiri Mat Sam Buddha Sarana. I've read all of the Jataka stories in English. I want to share all my merits with Loku Swami Nwansa and all the monks and nuns in Mahameonala. May this merit go to all the gods and goddesses and all the Brahmanas as well. Also, to my passed away relatives in this life and previous lives, and to my mother, father, and sister. Teruvan Saranai, Sanuli.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Many merits to Sanuli and her family for telling us about their virtuous lifestyle. Also, we are very happy to hear that Sanuli can chant so many haritas by heart. We all should do the same meritorious deeds just as Sanuli has done.
The next good deed is done by Hasanya Upasika from Melbourne. She has sent an email of what good deed she has done. Let's read the email. Namo Buddhaya Pinvat Swamin Vahansa. I am Hasanya and I am 5 years old. My mom helped me to write this as I am still learning. I really missed all the Swamin Vahansas and Mahameonava Asapur in Melbourne, since they closed down due to coronavirus. I feel sad about living isolated for a long time as all our schools have closed. But I continue to learn the Dhamma and I try to practice it at home. I learned so much about Dhamma by watching Mirror of Dhamma Kids program. I would like to share the merits I have collected with my family. Today, for the first time, I observed the 8 precepts and did loving kindness meditation and guided Buddhanusati meditation. Also, I helped my parents to make milk rice for Buddha Puja in the morning and make Daval Dhanya with them and offer it to the Supreme Buddha. I felt it was very hard to stay away from things as I love doing, but I tried hard with my mind and my parents helped me to stay strong. My parents also listened to ShraddhaTV. Last time when I was walking, I saw one orange and black little insect. He was turned upside down and tried to get up, but he couldn't, so I helped him to turn around so he could walk away safely. I felt so happy after I helped him and saved his life. Also, I offered food to the birds outside in our garden. This week, my family contributed to the Sambuddha statue puja, which was organized by ShraddhaTV. It was offered to the Kantale Mahameonava Asapur. We all felt happy after we did all these good deeds. May you all rejoice in all my meritorious deeds. Teruvan Saranai, Namo Buddhaya, Hasanya.
The next meritorious deed was done by 3 siblings, Sitala Upasika, Senula Upasika, and Minu Upasika. Together, they have prepared breakfast, they have prepared the Buddha Puja, cleaned their backyard, and many other meritorious deeds. Let's see the poster they sent.
Meritorious deeds. Sitila making breakfast for family. Sitila helped Dad to mow the lawn. Senula and Minu picking flowers for Buddha Vandana. Sitila prepares Gilampasa for Buddha Puja. Minu and Senula help Mom to hang clothes. we are doing Buddha Vandana every morning and afternoon. We feed the birds that come to our backyard.
Many merits to Sitila, Senula, and Ninu and their family for sharing their wondrous deeds with us. The last meritorious deed was done by another Dhamma friend. They have sent posters and pictures of their meritorious deeds. Let's see them.
Things we did to collect merits. Wake up. Helped Amma to prepare morning Buddha Puja. Offered Dana. Sitting meditation. Listened to Dhamma sermon. Walking meditation. Helped Amma to make Dawal Dana. Offered Dawal Dana to Supreme Buddha. Listened to Dhamma sermons. Wrote and read about the Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta. Walking meditation. Chanted period. Learned about Buddha Mata, Queen Prajapati Gautami. My brother learned about Satya Gumba Jataka.
We all rejoice in their meritorious actions. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Today we watch many good deeds done by children all around the world. When we watch these meritorious deeds, this will encourage all the children watching this program to send their good deeds to our email address. May everyone get the courage to do more meritorious deeds in their lives.
These meritorious deeds will help us to propagate the Dhamma and help others to do meritorious deeds as well. We rejoice in your good deeds. The whole world rejoices in them too. May all of us have the opportunity to realize the Four Noble Truths in this Gautama Buddha's dispensation.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Everyone Saranai. Namo Buddhaya.
Namo Buddhaya. Now is the most important thing to be done in this program to show our gratefulness to everyone who have helped us. To be honest, it's because of our teacher, Pingwat Lokaswamin Wahansa, we were able to conduct this program. We were able to share these teachings. He taught us this Dhamma in a very simple way, and we were given the opportunity to share the Buddha's teachings with many people. So we should be grateful to him. And he is supported by Devas. So even during Supreme Buddha's time, monks were supported by Devas. Not only monks were supported by Devas, even lay people were supported by Devas. So let us share merit with all the Devas. May all Devas rejoice in this merit. May they develop in divinely happiness, wisdom, and may they develop an unshakable confidence in the Supreme Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha. And may all Devas help us. Especially these days, people in Sri Lanka are going through a tough time. The coronavirus is spreading rapidly, and may all the doctors, nurses, all the officials who are in charge of controlling the coronavirus and eliminating coronavirus from this island, may they have the courage, effort. May gods help them, and may all the gods direct their eyes to all the living beings in this world, to all the human beings in this world, to have happy lives and to dispel this pandemic as soon as possible. So may all the Devas realize the Four Noble Truths by the power of this merit in this Gautama Buddha's dispensation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. And then we can share merit with all our departed relatives. People die in various ways. Some people die when they are old. Some people die when they are in the middle age due to various diseases and sickness. Some die due to accidents. Some die at their prime age. Some children, some babies die when they are in the mother's womb. Death is always following us. When we were living in the past lives, in the past, we had parents, we had siblings, we had relatives, we had teachers, we had friends. So may all our departed relatives, may everyone who have passed away in our past lives, and also whoever that we knew in this life, may they rejoice in this merit. And may all the departed relatives of Nimanti and Dulika, Tilini, Niranjan, Shyama and Dev from Edmonton Mahamena Buddhist Monastery, they are sponsoring for this program. May their departed relatives and may all the departed relatives of all of us rejoice in this merit, and may they have happy lives and escape from samsara as soon as possible. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. And may our teacher, Pingwat Loka Swamin Wahansa, and may all the monks and nuns of Mahamena Buddhist monasteries and all over the world rejoice in this merit. And may they have happy lives. May they develop in wisdom. May they develop an unshakable confidence in Buddha Dhamma Sangha. And may all the monks and nuns of Mahamena Buddhist monasteries realize the Four Noble Truths. May they not get affected by this coronavirus. And may they realize the Four Noble Truths in this Gautama Buddha's dispensation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. And today's program was sponsored by these wonderful devotees, some children and their parents, Nimanti and Dulika, and Tilini, Niranjan, Shyama and Dev from Edmonton. And may their parents, may their relatives, may their friends, all the devotees from Edmonton Mahamena Buddhist Monastery, may they be well and happy, may they be protected by the Devas, and may all those devotees, and may everyone who watch Mirror of Dhamma program, and may all the devotees who take part in all the meritorious deeds done by ShraddhaTV and by the Mahamena Buddhist Monastery, and may everyone in this world rejoice in this merit, and may they have happy lives, may they have long life, and may they have well-being and be free from suffering, realize the Four Noble Truths in this Gautama Buddha's dispensation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. And may all the monthly donors, may everyone who make donations to ShraddhaTV on monthly basis and even program-wise, in many ways, even for other charity work done by ShraddhaTV, providing water filters, helping the poor, helping the patients who have kidney failures to drink pure water, then giving life to animals, and then Gilang Upasthana, helping the sick people. So ShraddhaTV does a lot of charity work. You can go to ShraddhaTV charity work and see how you can gain merit, how you can help hand with the ShraddhaTV charity work and gain merit. So may all of y'all, may everyone who make donations to gain merit, to realize the Four Noble Truths, have the opportunity, have a strong hope to realize the Four Noble Truths. So today, especially the family who sponsored and everyone who sponsored for this program, for this Dhamma propagation done in a language that a lot of people can understand. May everyone who sponsored for this program to do this rare merit be well and happy, have happiness, and realize the Four Noble Truths in this Gautama Buddha's dispensation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo Buddhaya. Teruvan Saranai.